he did it in a manner as he would never intentionally injure the sensibilities of any other person. Yet he did not stop from declaring the truth, even if it injured the sensibilities of others. Now, when he said, God is one, he said it without fear of rejection, without fear of persecution or hostility, whatever you may call it, which resulted from this claim. He knew this was happening and this would happen further, yet he did not desist from declaring the truth. But he knew also that this is a claim which should not hurt anybody. So the intention of hurting or insulting others was never mixed with his intentions. Because to say God is one, why should anyone be hurt about it? So that means if the reaction is diseased, if it is not normal, then it is no fault of the ilallah. It is his responsibility not to not to injure others' sensibilities willfully with intentions to hurt them. But if he says something which in itself is innocent, which should not hurt the sensibilities of a sane, normal person, then he should not desist from doing it, lest somebody else should feel offended. If I respectfully say Assalamu alaikum to you, should you be offended? No. Why should you be? But if in Pakistan they know that you are a Muslim, you are an Ahmadi Muslim, and you say Assalamu alaikum to anyone, they will be, the mullahs, if the Muslim clergy, they would show a very violent reaction to this. You have insulted us, you have hurt our sensibilities, you have no right to injure our feelings. Now, is that your fault or his fault if it happens? If you say, go to Pakistan as an Ahmadi Muslim, walk the streets of Karachi, Lahore, and say Assalamu alaikum to anyone with longer beard who looks like a member of the clergy, and he reacts violently knowing that you are an Ahmadi, and drags you to the police station and asks the urchins of the streets to come and beat you a little bit as well before you are handed over to the police. Now, whose fault would that be?
It's his.
His fault, you're sure?
Of course, I'm sure.
But if you know that they don't like it, then...
But still I have to say I'm Muslim.
Yes, you see?
This is Islamic nature.
That is it. That's what I'm saying.
They don't have a right.
And if you say, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, in the streets of Pakistan, and they drag you to the police station and produce a verdict of a High Court and Supreme Court that when an Ahmadi does it, he insults the Holy Prophet of Islam. So as such, a case should be registered against him under 295C, which means death penalty is demanded by the applicant who registered the complaint against such a person. Now, if you say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah and somebody registers a case against you in a police station anywhere in Pakistan, would you desist from saying La ilaha illallah?
No way.
But you know you are hurting others.
But still, I believe in Allah.
That is it. That is exactly. That exactly was the case with Hadhrat Muhammad Rasulullah. No difference. Whenever he said La ilaha illallah and his followers said La ilaha illallah like Bilal, they were opposed, they were abused, they were beaten up, they were drawn into this, dragged into this, in the streets of Mecca, on the hard stony surfaces, and even in scorching heat of the summer sun. But did they stop saying that? They did not. Why? Did they want to hurt the society around them? Was it proper to hurt the society?
No.
It was not proper. Then why did they not stop saying La ilaha illallah?
Because they believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
No, the answer is, in itself, the claim La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah should not hurt anyone who has an iota of sense in his cells.
Right, that's correct.
You see, anyone who is not mad, anyone who has command of his senses as a normal person, must not be hurt in any way. If anyone else says, I believe God is one and Muhammad is his prophet, what is wrong with that?
Nothing.
So,
Nothing at all.
if you are right, and if your beliefs should not hurt others, in principle, then for the sake of others, you should not stop from expressing your views and calling the people to the path of righteousness and the path of God. This was the first lesson this is the first lesson we draw from the conduct of Hadhrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He did not want to hurt even a small fly. It was not in him to hurt others. Yet for the sake of imaginary offenses which people took against his message, he was wise enough not to stop.
Sure.
You see, if I throw a flower at you and you feel hurt, this is your fault, not mine. But if I throw an open knife at someone, of course that would be wrong. That is wrong. So do not throw open knives upon others. Throw flowers with love, and continue to do that. Ultimately, this will win you the battle between the right and wrong, inshallah. You will emerge victorious. But the second thing which he showed persistently was perseverance in his preaching and patience at the suffering he received at the hands of others. Now, when you see it in this larger perspective, then you understand that the preacher for the truth or caller to the path of Allah, he does not hurt others, but others do hurt him. This is obvious. So get ready for that. When you started on the course of calling others, you may find people who become very abusive to you, who even may beat you if they can, and hurt you in so many ways. But you have not hurt them. You know that. So continue doing that. And then face the music and do it with patience. That is the second prerequisite for a successful Da'i ilallah to acquire. Otherwise, he can't traverse this path, he can't tread upon this difficult path. So, the third most important thing one remembers is that whenever in difficulty, he prayed to Allah. And with the help of prayer, the difficulties were solved and the issues were resolved in a strange way. The enemies, the so-called enemies, who were bloodthirsty in hatred for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they turned into friends who started showering their own blood to save his. Now, this was the great miracle wrought by Hadhrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prayer, persistence, and perseverance and patience, and sticking always to the truth. Now, if you are armed with these weapons, I can't talk about all the other things,